Hey guys, what's up? Thanks so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. In today's video, we're going to be doing a brand review and demo of the brand Nabla Cosmetics. They sent me over a PR package a little over a month ago, and I've been testing out pretty much everything in the box. In fact, if you guys caught my October favorites, then you would have seen it, 2 of my recent favorite finds from the line. So if you've never heard of Nabla before, I actually first came across the brand over on Instagram. Their product images and just their color, their pigmentation, their formula, even just like the outer packaging always drew me in. So funny enough, I had ordered one of the smaller palettes from Ulta, and then like a week later, they reached out and sent me a big box full of different products. So I'm excited just to kind of share everything with you guys. So if you've never heard of Nabla before, it's an indie Italian brand. Entire line is cruelty-free. They do have a handful of products that aren't vegan just because of the beeswax, but for the most part, it is both cruelty-free and vegan. You can purchase their products over on their site as well as Ulta. So if you live in the US, Ulta is probably a better option. In fact, I have seen some of their products like their mini Cutie palettes included in several sales. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. When it comes to price point, it ranges from around, I think, $15 to $40. So a good midpoint brand. I believe the most expensive item I have today is $39. Now, without further ado, I know that was a long intro. Let's go ahead and get into the products. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about the products in the way that I applied them. So just to kind of do some prep work, I didn't see any primers on Ulta's site, and then I checked the Nabla site as well. I don't think that they make a face primer. So I just went in with kind of like a lip primer. However, if you are someone who just likes a clear type of gloss that gives your lips a rosy tint because of the tingling, this would be a great option for you. This is their Viper Lip Plump. I think this is kind of ugly when it comes to packaging, only because I'm not into snakes. Everything else in their line is so beautiful and chic and just timeless looking. The packaging of this, I just wasn't crazy for. Plus, I don't know what it is. I've never been into red and black together, but that's not important. The actual product is really good if you don't mind a tingly lip plumper. So this one retails for $20. In here, there's caffeine, vitamin B3, and then tripeptide 1. That one claims to give longer lasting plumping just due to hydration, I guess getting like collagen and everything going in your lips. Now, if you'll notice throughout the video, when I first apply it, my lips are just naturally unpigmented. Some people have really pink or rosy lips, but whenever I first apply it, it just looks like a clear gloss. But you'll see throughout the demo as time goes on and the tingling really kicks in, which I would say takes maybe about 2 to 3 minutes, then you start to feel the tingle, and then about 5 minutes in, it really kind of starts to tingle. If you can't even handle buxom sort of tingling sensation, you would not be able to handle this. Definitely is more intense. On the site, it says that it lasts for hours. I would say after 20 to 30 minutes, either I just got used to it or the tingling just kind of faded away. But I do feel like it did kind of plump your lips because I noticed even a little bit, a rosy tingling sensation happening on the outside of my lips. I personally like that whole peppermint tingle type of vibe. That's why I love buxom lip products, but this one definitely gives you even more than that. And you'll see it's almost like my lips started to get irritated, so then they'd slowly start to get rosier and rosier. Some people love that, some people hate it, but overall it was a product that I really did enjoy. Moving on to one of my favorite products from the line, let's talk eyeshadow palettes. I have 4 different palettes to talk about. Let's go ahead and start off with the largest one. This here is called the Secret Palette. It retails for $39. Inside you get 15 shades. Now in here they do have several different formulas. As you can see from the swatches, a lot of these are incredibly pigmented. One thing that I do want to note though is the black doesn't swatch well, but it doesn't apply as a very intense black on the eye. This is still very pigmented and long wearing, but it gives you the chance to build it up. So don't judge it too harshly from the swatch, because I know when you look at it, you're kind of like, that's a chalky, dusty black. There are several different finishes in here. We have super matte, fluid metal, crystal, satin, diamond, and velvet. So just to give you an example of crystal, I believe there was only one in here, and it's the shade here called Play Hard. So in the pan, it's just kind of like a white with a very light aqua shift. I would describe this more as a topper. Obviously, you can get pigmentation if you just apply it straight with your finger, but if you were to go in with a brush or just lightly tap it with your finger, it's one of those that just has more of a sheer base, but then just this really cool sort of duochrome shift. Rosemary, this one was called a fluid metal. Honestly, this is what a lot of the metallics feel like though. Just very, very creamy, ultra pigmented. Let me show you guys this one though, Creation Crown. If you are looking for just a true golden yellow or yellow gold, That one is amazing. Next up, we have the Dreamy 2 palette. So the original Dreamy palette has more of your rosy tones, mauves, and I believe neutrals. I only looked at it online, but Dreamy 2 is definitely amazing. Even just the exterior is so pretty. So in here, you have a few of the same finishes along with, okay, so there's matte, super matte, latex matte. Those are so, so pretty. I have some of that going on the outer corner, metal foil, and super sparkle. So the super sparkle shades in here are REM. One thing that I do want to mention, this one feels a bit drier in comparison to Libertine, which is also a super sparkle. This one is just, I'm almost nervous. It's so soft and pigmented. That could be a shade that would break if you were to drop the palette, but y'all, the pigmentation of these are unreal. Then these two shades down here, I wanted to quickly mention, these are the latex mattes. So as you can see, when you dip your brush in here, you do get a lot of kick up in the pan. I don't have any of those issues on my eyes because I've learned that you really want to pack the powder into the brush. These almost feel like a wet cream when you touch them. Just be aware if you do get this palette, I would be very careful with both Offline and Libertine, but this is probably my favorite palette out of the 4 that I have. I've been using this one nonstop. This is the palette that I used to create the look today. It just has such a pretty color story. There's just, oh, so many good colors in here. I love this one, especially for this time of the year. We have these 6-pan Cutie palettes. So this was the palette that I originally ordered. This is the platinum one. I love just the detail in here. Like these right here almost feel like raised studs. I had purchased this one because, as I mentioned in my Stone Cold Fox palette tutorial video, I was trying to get myself out of the rut of only wearing warms and neutrals. I really wanted something kind of like glam, smoky, and cool toned. And this is exactly what I was looking for. These two shades up here. I mean, Luxuriance is amazing as well. It's the most intense silver I've ever seen. Honestly, it looks like someone just melted down tinfoil and pressed it in here, even more so than the silver in the Stone Cold Fox palette or Liberty from ColourPop. I mean, look at this thing. It's straight molten silver reflective. The Gem System and Rich Darling, these two with a cool tone brown in the crease are just amazing. This is a palette that I think so many people should pick up for fall, or if you're like me and you're trying to get yourself to stop wearing only warm tone browns and oranges, check out this palette. It is so, so beautiful. Let me know if you guys want to see a tutorial using that one. And then the other Cutie palette, I feel like this would be a favorite of many. This is the Wild Berry palette. Obviously, I love this one. If you love like Anastasia Soft Glam, Desert Dusk, I think, then you would love this one as well. While this is super, super pretty, I just don't think I'm as crazy about it as the Platinum because I already have so many shades like this in my collection. If you don't have very many mauves or berries in your collection, you would love this one. I do love that you get a great assortment of both mattes. Well, I guess technically there's only 2 shimmers in here, but when I get shades like this, I prefer to have more mattes just because these are the type of colors that I love to really blow out in my crease. But if you could only get one of these two, go with Platinum. You'll love it, no matter what your skin tone. It's so, so pretty. Okay, what did I do after eyes? Oh, foundation. I swear this foundation was on Ulta's site. I don't know if I'm missing it, but I just pulled up their site quickly. So there are 30 different shades. The shade that I'm wearing today is M10. The very first time that I wore it, I wasn't crazy about it. I'd only gone in with my VDL Lumi Layer Primer. But if you guys caught my October favorites video, I'd mentioned that I'm really dry right now just with the cold front that we got and it going from like warm, cold, my skin kind of freaked out and got ultra dry. So if you have dry skin, You're really not gonna like that unless you go in and put in the extra effort. I've kind of watched mixed reviews on this foundation. So what I did today was I went in with my normal moisturizer, my normal SPF, but then I went in with a little bit of the Danna Beauty Oil before I apply that foundation. That combination with that foundation makes it just apply seamlessly. It is so pretty. I love how weightless it feels on the skin. It definitely takes work. If you don't go in with those additional steps, I don't think you'll like it if you have normal to dry skin. I know that automatically kind of makes it like meh to some people. Some people just like to be able to slap on moisturizer, SPF, foundation, and everything look good, which makes sense, but I kind of like this time of the year when I really go in and have to layer up my moisturizers, because then I just feel like my skin feels so good all day. The concealers, these are their Close Up Stay Full Smooth Concealers. The shade that I use today is Cream Beige. What does this packaging look like? Does it not look like Tarte Shape Tape? I'm not gonna lie, whenever I first applied it, I was like, I'm not gonna like this. It's gonna be like Tarte Shape Tape. I feel like everybody used to love Shape Tape, right? I haven't liked it for a few years now. I've been all aboard the Too Faced Born This Way multi-sculpting, multi-use concealer, something like that. If you guys are regulars on my channel, then you know that is holy grail status for me. I have to say this is a very close contender. Don't be fooled by the packaging. It looks like a Tarte Shape Tape wannabe, but the formula is definitely way closer to the Too Faced Born This Way. The coverage is nice. I would say, honestly, it really does feel exactly like the Too Faced Born This Way on my under eyes, around the sides, whoa, of my nose. I don't know if my dog just like jumped off something upstairs. That was really loud. Obviously, I'll have to go in and compare prices. I'm guessing the Too Faced one is probably still more affordable just because the amount that you get in that one is insane. But even the applicator of this one is large, like the Tarte Shape Tape. But every now and then, sometimes it's just fun to use something new. Even if the formula is the same, it's just exciting to change it up because I've been using Born This Way for years now. Let's talk lips. So I only have one of their lipsticks here. This is the Bounce Matte Lipstick. It's described as a plastic matte finish with hours and hours of wear. I have mine in the shade Lust. I really like the shape of the bullet. It makes it really easy to apply even without a lip liner. This is a matte formula that doesn't feel tight, and it's not one that's so overly matte where it's powdery. I love this shade too. And then just because I'm a gloss fiend and because I can't get enough of this gloss, this was another product that I had mentioned in my favorites. This is one of their Shine Theory lip glosses in the shade District. I love the packaging, the little tube with the little gold foil flecks in here. It's just this amazing nude gloss. It's beautiful on its own, but I really do like to layer it on top of this lipstick here. However, I did mention if you don't like coconut, you're not gonna like this because it does have a very strong coconut scent, but if you like coconut and you love a really good go-to nude gloss, you have to try that one. These are their creamy liquid lipsticks. It's just a glossy, super opaque liquid lipstick. These shades are amazing, but the color Adam's, wait, is it this one or Eve? No, it's this one. Adam's Dream is so beautiful. This, you only need one dip and it covers your lips like twice. I'm telling you, it's full on opaque pigmentation. They're so pretty. I personally, okay, let me smell again. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me. I still smell a very subtle sort of coconut scent, not as strong as the glosses, but online they're described as having a delicate blackberry and mint scent. Okay, and then the very final product I have here are the skin glazes. So we kind of have like blushy toned highlighter ones as well as two of their bronzers. These retail for $24. There's 4 shades. I have Ambra and Dune. I'm pretty sure these are the 2 middle shades. When you swatch them with your finger, they don't look that impressive, but whenever you go in with a brush, it is such a beautiful, very slightly, I guess, satin finish. There's no actual shimmers, but it just has this little bit of this like airbrush type of glow. They have some sort of advanced polymer technology that's supposed to give you a really refined texture, and I see that. It just gives you this very airbrushed, subtle, glowy type of look. There's no actual shimmer, but it just has this very nice satin finish that just looks healthy and glowy on the skin. I've been in love with these. And then finally we have their skin glazes. I love the packaging of these. They come in these really cute coral pink neon translucent compacts. So today I'm wearing the shade Independence as my blush. Now, unlike the bronzers, there are shimmers in here, but it's not like where it's just intense, you know, specks of glitter, but it just has more of an actual shimmer. And then for my highlight, I'm wearing the shade Amnesia. Just like the bronzers, with exception to Adults Only and Lola, when you swatch these, they don't look quite impressive, but on the skin, it's totally different than the way that it swatches. If you like glowy products, you will love these. This was one of the very first products that caught my eye from Nabla, and it definitely did not disappoint. I'm just gonna quickly breeze over these because I already talked about them and raved about them in my favorites video. These are the Cupid's Arrow Full Color Stylo. These retail for $18, I think. So in my favorites video, I had raved about Arrow number 3 and then Arrow number 1. I went in with a little bit of Arrow number 1 on my lower lash line. The outer packaging looks like it's gonna be a really pale nude, but it's actually more of this like mauve-y nude shade. It's so beautiful on your waterline. If you love the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks, you'll love these just as much. I'd mentioned before that they are slightly creamier, but they're just as long wearing once they set in place. This shade here, this plummy color, so beautiful on brown eyes. I do have a built-in sharpener on the bottom with just the traditional like retractable crayon shadow thingamajigger. Okay, wow, I feel like I've been talking for forever, but there you have it. There is my rundown of my Nabla Cosmetics products. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I would love to know if you guys have any favorites from this brand. Have you tried it before? What do you think? If there's any other brands you would like to see featured in one of these videos coming up soon, definitely let me know down below. I always like to take input from you guys. As always, thank you so much for hanging out. If you haven't already, I would love if you subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any future content. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.